Hi everybody, so it's Monday and it is the 20th of August today, and as usual on Monday I weigh myself. AJ's just playing on the floor next to me. Yeah, as usual on a Monday I weigh myself, and I weighed myself this morning and I was 75.8 kilos. Last time I weighed myself, I think it was 76 point something. I cannot remember now. It was like 3 weeks ago that I weighed myself. So 75.8. And I'm quite happy with that because today is day one of low carb made easy. Yo, excuse me. This book has been sitting in my recipe bookshelf for like 4 years. I didn't buy this. It came with a bunch of recipe books I inherited from my grandmother, and I have never ever looked at it until now. So I knew there are recipes in the back, and that's what I just thought it was, just a recipe book, but it's not. It gave me my, as Oprah Winfrey would say, my aha moment, and I have kind of been like kicking myself since, being like, why didn't I look at this earlier? This makes so much sense. What is wrong with me, etc, etc. So anyway, this is called Low Carb Made Easy. It's by an author, John Ratcliffe, and he is a doctor. This book, 9-10 years old. Let me think. Let me see. Okay, it was reprinted in 2004. Yeah, this is a reprint of 2004, I believe. Yeah. And as it says here, you can see that, good for weight loss, and among all these other things, sugar addiction and polycystic ovarian syndrome. And I had seen this on my shelf plenty of times and I not paid any attention to it. I knew that this way of eating was, you know, could help these sorts of things. I just never paid any attention to it. And then last week I was going through some recipes for the week to find some food for us to have this week as in now. And I came across this book and I thought to myself, why don't I actually read it? So I started reading it, and this was, I think, Tuesday night last week, and I must have got like 2 pages in and was just like, oh my god, why didn't I read this like when I got it 4 years ago? So it's so simple. He's explained it so well, and it's just so easily readable, and you know, it's not complicated. So I'm just gonna like take you through some of the bits that really like make sense to me. It's really good because he has diagrams and everything that really help. So basically you have your carbohydrates, right? And he is saying there are bad, moderate and good carbohydrates. And this is all based on the food's glycemic index number and stuff. So bad carbohydrates have a GI above 60. Moderate is like 50 to 60. And below 50 is a good carbohydrate, and that's also you have your protein as well. And so I'm sitting there going, oh my god, why didn't I read this before? This is so like duh, you know. So like he's even got tables of bad, moderate and good carbohydrates that you should and shouldn't eat. So basically he said cut out all your bad carbohydrates, which include things like yeah, like your white or brown sugar, which I don't add to anything anyway. honey, white or wholemeal flour bread, biscuits, cakes, pasta, rice, sweets, you know, potatoes, sausage rolls, turnips, parsnips, corn, beetroot, carrots, corn flour, and then your refined cereals like cornflakes and stuff, and your alcohol and your chocolate, which is my thing. So he said you should just cut all of that out. Don't even touch it, don't even think about it. Because that's going to make your body release too much insulin, and that, if it's not used up, it's going to be turned into fat. Because, like he says in here, it's not the fat making people fat, it's the sugar that's making us fat, and that makes complete sense to me. So your moderate carbohydrates, which you can have, are things like whole cereals, wheats, oats, barley, millet, bran, pure rye, basmati rice, because it's the way its genetic makeup is different to the other rices, so it doesn't release insulin as much. Fresh pasta, which is like basically fettuccine, fresh fettuccine. If your pasta takes more than 5 minutes to cook, don't eat it. Dried beans, sweet potato, yams, and fresh and dried fruit. Now, your fruit, it's a natural, it has fructose, which is the natural fruit sugars, which is fine for you to have. You just got to be careful when you have them, because if you have them too soon after you eat a meal, then it can still make you release too much insulin. So apparently fruit is best eaten on an empty stomach. And then your good carbohydrates, which you can have as much as you like: alfalfa sprouts, celery, bamboo shoots, cucumber, tomato, radish, lettuce, cauliflower, broccoli, eggplant, mushroom, cabbage, artichokes, peppers, spinach, and squash. That's just an example. Like, that's not all the foods, but that's an example of, you know, what you could have. And so basically, this is day one, and what I will be doing now is meals that I can have. There is a, quote, carbohydrate meal that you could have, and you could also have a protein meal. Carbohydrate meal consists of a combination of moderate and good carbohydrates, or you could just have good carbohydrates, or you could just have moderate carbohydrates. It depends on what's, you know, on the list and stuff. And your protein meal is a mix of protein and good carbohydrates, or just protein, depending on what you're having. But you cannot mix protein and moderate or protein and bad, because that just will screw it all up. So I know this probably is not making any sense whatsoever, but it does to me in my head, and that's pretty much what this book says. And it makes sense to me, and it is it seems really logical for me and my situation, and something that I could do. So I started this morning, and I'm leaving 5 hours between each meal because of the insulin releasing foods that you eat. You need to leave a certain amount of time between eating, so that your body, you know, can shut off the insulin button, so to speak, before you eat something else. Because if you eat something while the insulin button's still going, it'll go into overdrive. So I really recommend getting this book, actually, if you want something simple and easy to understand. You can get it on Amazon. You probably would be able to find it in bookstores still. I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I've had this for years. But yeah, like you could, yeah, have a look on the internet. And the recipes are in here are really, really nice recipes. Like, yeah. So anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, so this morning I started off and I had fruit for breakfast. I had a pear and an orange. I'm not a big morning eater. You know, I've never ever been the kind of person who wakes up in the morning and is like, oh my god, I am so hungry, I need to eat this, 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 and this. I've never ever been that way. For a long time in my teens, I didn't eat breakfast in the morning because I just wasn't hungry. And I know that was a bad thing, but I was a teenager, I didn't know any better. You know, that all changed as I got older, but I still was never the person who would eat a really big meal at breakfast time. What happened, baby? Oh, Snookum. Yeah, so morning meals have never been big. I've never ever been one to eat a huge meal in the morning. So a couple or a few pieces of fruit in the morning is fine by me. Yeah, so this morning I had an orange and a pear, and it was fine. Now, oh my god, the orange was huge. It was like that big. It was a big orange, and I feel fine. Like, I'm not hungry again now or anything. And that was at like 7:30, 7:45 this morning. Lunch today will be some leftovers from last night, which is a broccoli and cauliflower alfredo, and it's from the book, and it was really nice, so I'm going to have that, and I'm going to chop up some cherry tomatoes and put some cherry tomatoes with it, and just, yeah, make it a real protein meal. So yeah, that's lunch. And dinners, I'm going by this book at the moment. I can still make things like spaghetti bolognese and beef stroganoff for my family. I just, instead of having the rice and the pasta, will just do a bit of veggies on the side for myself while I'm cooking that. It's not going to take any extra time. It'll all cook at the same time. So yeah, so this is day one. So I'm going to try this for 14 full days, strictly going by the book, doing the meals, etc. Leaving 5 hours between each meal, drinking plenty of water. I'm not going to be trying to get up at 6 o'clock every morning and doing exercise on the cross trainer just yet. I really want to get this eating in my head, like almost not like on auto cue, but like more routine in my brain before I even try to start eating and exercise. I mean, I'll still, like, you know, take AJ for a walk and all that sort of stuff, which is exercise, so I'm not sitting on my ass doing nothing. But yeah, I really want to give this a really good shot, and my husband's been very supportive. I mean, we are not rich by any means, and this can get expensive, but we are just going to do the best we can. I'm just going to, I really want to do this. I really want to do this. Like, I want to do this. It makes so much sense to me. And so this is going to be low carb made easy day one. So I might, like, every couple of days just keep you guys updated on what's going on and like how I've been doing. I'll take some photos of my meals maybe and show you guys what kind of foods I'm eating, and if you guys would be interested in seeing that, then I'm quite happy to do that. It'll probably keep me more accountable too if I do that. So yeah, so my starting weight for starting this is 75.8 kilos, and that's down from what I was, because when I started reading this, I immediately was like, I don't want to eat any of that sort of stuff anymore. Like, the dinner that I was making that night was a combination of bad carbohydrates and protein, and I was like, I don't actually want to eat that, what I'm cooking, like, because now I know what it's doing. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to risk that. So, yeah, so probably inadvertently it's helping. So yeah, that's what I am doing. And it's not no carb, it's just low carb. And low carb means low on the glycemic index table. It doesn't mean low as in can have one piece of pasta a day sort of thing. It's low as in glycemic, and there's no like limit to how much you can have, because it doesn't change with the, because we're doing this based on GI numbers, not based on calories. So yeah, I'm really gonna give this a go. Yeah, so I will keep you guys in the loop every couple of days for the next 14 days and let you know what's happened. I'll just still weigh myself once a week. Yeah, but I'm really like, really want to give this a go. So yeah, I will leave it at that, and I will talk to you guys in a couple of days and let you guys know how things are going and stuff. Okay then. Yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.